So I'm a little mad right now. I forgot my iPad at my dad's, and that's what I be looking at. Like that's what I be making these videos on because it's a lot bigger of a screen to mess with instead of my phone. So we on the phone today because I forgot my iPad and I remembered everything else. I very rarely do that, but I really don't feel like going back out. This is actually a video I did not expect to make. I kind of like a lot of hip hop albums dropped this last week that I wanted to get to, and this just randomly dropped one day, one evening. I think it was yesterday evening. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't know what day this dropped. I don't know when in the day it dropped. It's like it just randomly spawned. Like Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign just randomly conjured up an album out of their butts and they just dropped it on Spotify. And that's how it sounds too, but we'll get into that. It's crazy how something can be so delayed and be so unfinished. Because if y'all keep in mind, I don't have the image of it up here, but this album was supposed to drop in like April. Like we were supposed to have had Vultures 2 and 3 by now. Like for a couple months. We're supposed to be digesting them as we speak. We're supposed to be getting ready for the next Kanye album right now. One of the best examples I feel like of how unfinished this album sounds and is. It's not like it just, if it sounded unfinished it'd be different than it is unfinished. You know what I'm saying? And you can obviously hear it. There's literally the same song on the same album. Like Husband. Alright, Husband is already an unfinished sounding song. It sounds like a reference track for another one. I'm pretty sure that's the song that has a mumble verse on it. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it like rappers, they do like a mumble verse. So they'll be kind of mumbling along with the beat to kind of catch their flow. It's a reference. And then, oh, we kind of got this flow going. Let's write lyrics to it. Stuff like that. Kanye has a lot of them. There's a lot of leaks that have a mumble. Donda, too, was filled with mumble verses because it was never finished. I think one of the biggest examples is I think Pablo had a huge like Kanye like literally didn't say a word, he just mumbled the whole time. But anyway, Husband is already an unfinished not good song. And then the next song, Lifestyle, the second half, well, by the way, that song has a good Lil Wayne feature, but like the second half of that song is just another Husband. It's the same song, literally word for word. It's the exact same thing, which tells me it was either a placeholder until they like flesh that track out, or it was just another reference track. You know what I'm saying? It's so stupid. Excuse my burping. I don't know. I didn't even eat before the video, and I'm still burping while I'm talking. I don't know what to do anymore. There a couple of songs are great. River, great song. Love the Young Thug feature. I love Field Trip. I think Sky City does, for the most part, sound good, but there are problems with it. Like, why does Kanye use? Okay. This is just going off based off of Genius. I'm pretty sure that the feature verse, like the first verse, was a feature, and Kanye used AI, artificial intelligence, to make the verse sound like his voice. He didn't even re-record it. He just made it sound like his voice. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. There's bad mixing, mumble takes, like I said, an AI verse. Like, what in the world? What is going on? What were they thinking? How can you delay this album for months? This tells me that they are probably not on the same page. Not even they. Like, and when I say they, I mean like Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye. I don't think they know exactly what they're doing creatively. I've definitely seen and heard Kanye on like past albums is definitely one of those rappers that changes so much of the project as it's being made. So it'll probably have multiple points of actually being done, but Kanye will send in like a new verse or something, and then they have to mix it all over again. I know Donda had quite a few songs where like beats changed, new verses, just completely different things. You know what I'm saying? And that can lead to an album being not as finished. I know Donda 2 was receiving updates when I'm pretty sure a couple of those were like a couple songs beats entirely changed. I don't know how they do that so easily and just call it a day. But anyway, so many weird mixing moments. Like, it's actually distracting. I am not hard to please when it comes to music. A lot of times I can kind of, mixing isn't bothering me too much if I notice it. it's not gonna bother me that much, because if you're able to make the song enjoyable enough, like I know that on the what's it called? Is it We the Heroes, that Lil Baby and Lil Durk collab project? There was a couple songs on there that had weird mixing moments on songs, but it didn't distract me too much, so like to where it didn't drag the album down too awful much. But here there are so many moments where I can only hear one of them in one of my ears. Like I'm at work trying to listen to it and I can barely hear Kanye in my right, but I put in my left earbud and I hear him on my left. You know? Why is that? That is a simple thing that you would want to fix before an album drops. You know what I'm saying? Which tells me that they were just kind of like one day just, yeah, let's drop it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just drop it like this in this crappy state, even though it's unfinished. And this is really sad to say, but Kanye just continues to get worse. His singing does not sound as good. His rapping just doesn't come out as smoothly as it used to. And I don't know why this is exactly. I did see that, like, one thing I think I heard someone say, I think it was CDTV Productions, he had said he heard about the whole permanent grill thing and said maybe that's why certain lines come out more lispier. It almost sounds like he's rapping like through the wire, but there is no wire, so it's not as it's nowhere near as actually cool and awesome that he's able to do that, and it doesn't add to the song in any shape or form. I know I seen that grill was not permanent. It's not a permanent grill. And I'm pretty sure, like, you can see pictures, like, with him with the grill and without the grill. So it's not permanent. But I do have a theory. He's probably recording the songs with it on, because he always has that thing in. There's a lot of times he has it in. He's probably recording songs with it in, too. Unless there's some explanation. Maybe he didn't have as good of a mic or something like that. Take that out, Kanye. Take out that grill. It feels like he's trying too hard, honestly. I don't even know anymore. I really don't. His wordplay isn't as good. Like his crazy bars don't have the same punch. I almost said punctuation. Punch. That's not a word. Punch that that they used to have. You know what I'm saying? Old Kanye's so much better than this. I miss the old Kanye, like that song says. Ty Dolla $ign is definitely doing better on here, but not great. I know I said about like a lot about the first Vultures that I thought Ty Dolla $ign was doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I do think he's kind of doing that again. He's definitely better than Kanye on here, but he's nowhere. I don't think he's doing no heavy lifting, honestly. I'm also kind of surprised that there is no features, or not like no more than there already is. Because I mean, not that many songs have that many collaborations, and that also kind of helps me kind of think it's unfinished, because a lot of the time Kanye West projects now are big collaborative efforts between multiple artists. Vultures 1 had a feature almost every single song. So where were they at on this one? That tells me that they weren't on there yet, even though I do like them all. Honestly, there's no real feature that kind of messes it up. I do think a little bit of Charlie Wilson's mixing was kind of messed up. Future does great on here. Lil Durk does good on Demon. The whole Field Trip cast, I feel like, does pretty good, including Kodak Black. I'm usually not a Kodak Black fan, but I think the production helped his verse a lot, and I think he kind of rode the beat really nice. And the hook, that Don Toliver hook, is like crazy, grabs me by my neck. It's definitely worse than Vultures, which was already mid. I've seen a lot of people saying that this was better. I don't see what you're talking about at all. I feel like a lot of people try and rate albums off of potential when it comes to Kanye, and they're trying to give him that bridge. They'll be like, if it was finished, it'd be a top 10, it'd be a top 2 or 3 Kanye project. First of all, I don't think that's true anyway. But are we gonna rate something off of how good it could be, or off of how good it is? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not that good right now. I did see that they're updating it already in certain songs. I don't know if I heard an updated version or not. If I did, I still noticed a lot of problems that need to be updated. And if they do that, and then by the end of it, it actually ends up being a good, decent album, sure. Like, absolutely. I will stand by and I'll be like, I'm glad they turned this from a bad album to a good album. But even then, I don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they'll update it that much. I think they'll update it once or twice, and then we'll get a Vultures 3 with the exact same problem, with about 15 different maybe drop dates, just like every Kanye album, and we'll get another unreleased, like unfinished, not unreleased, but unfinished mess. That's probably what's going to happen. Like, it's so unfinished, it bothers me. Like, it's so, because it has potential, you know what I'm saying? And it's just even more confusing. Why make these release dates if you can't follow them? Like, why? Or even if there was a million more delays, but the album came out and it was the best album I've ever heard, I would say it was worth it. But it's not. What were you doing in these delays? You obviously weren't mixing it. You obviously weren't mixing it. Like, Kanye does not, and Kanye don't sing good one time. I know that's really random just to throw into that point I was making, but Kanye does not sing above decent. Not even above decent. He doesn't sing good at all. Not even one time. Not even decent. It all sounds bad. A lot of the nice production, though. Like I said, the beats are good. Beats are good. I like the production. That doesn't really feel unfinished. There are nice moments, but there's not many of them at all. It could be good. It could maybe, whenever it's updated, be potentially good, but it's so hard to tell. This album's so unfinished. It's so hard to tell from this point. It's hard to tell because there's so many mumble takes. You never know. I don't think it's gonna end up being good. Honestly, it might tap out at a 5, maybe a 4. But anyway, it's a 3 out of 10 as of right now, and it's bordering on a 2. I could wake up tomorrow and it be a 2, to be honest. If you made it to the end of this video, I actually greatly appreciate it. Just a reminder that I also make music that you can go check out, and I've got a new song dropping as soon as I can't speak. As soon as I could take the cover photo for that single in the album, and then it'll be out very soon. I'm shooting for a 21st release date, but I think that's the first time I'm saying that. But anyway, I have a Patreon that you guys can go check out if you want to. For as little as $1.50 a month, you can see the next however many videos I record up in the future. Every time I record a video, if it doesn't go out on YouTube, then, because I don't do more than one video a day, it goes onto the Patreon. And for as little as $1.50 a month, you can go see it early if you want to, if you're a big enough fan. Let alone subscribe and like, if you want to go check out the Patreon. If you get to a high enough membership, you can get free Fatal K merch. Whatever you guys want to do, up to y'all. Hope y'all have a good day. Subscribe.